Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. What what you're looking at right now is Elite Dangerous PC version, obviously Elite Dangerous. I'm using the Oculus Rift, and this game it's available on both Oculus Rift and HTC Vive. Obviously, HTC Vive Pro is going to give you the best possible clarity and best possible experience. But it's still good on the Oculus Rift. It's not as vivid as the HTC Vive Pro. Obviously, HTC Vive Pro has a higher resolution, better tracking, so therefore in the HTC Vive Pro you can have a much, much better experience. What's so cool about this game? Well, what's so cool about it is the fact that there is a massive multiplayer online match, team deathmatch, capture the flag, whatever. There's all sorts of different types of matches you can play on the Elite Dangerous. You can also use a flight stick controllers, many different types of flight stick controllers. So it's a very immersive VR experience. If you are somebody who likes space sims and you would love to invest into that, then I recommend highly purchasing an Oculus Rift or HTC Vive or HTC Vive Pro. I mean, HTC Vive Pro, it's like the ultimate experience, but if you can go with the HTC Vive, that will be a great experience as well. Oculus Rift, it's not bad. The resolution, it's just not where it needs to be. What you guys are seeing, it's a 4K, but I'm not seeing 4K. I'm outputting 4K for you guys, which I'm going to show it to you right now. Here, just so you can see, everything's set to Ultra, and the display it's set to 3840 by 2160. Okay, so there you go. So I'm gonna go back to menu. We're gonna do some training missions. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do here. Just some training, combat training, stuff like that, just to give you in 20 minutes some idea how it looks. Okay. So let's get back to the game. And yes, you can use the touch controllers. You can use the left trigger and the right trigger to boost. You see?
Let me launch a repair drone. See if I can't get that crate back online. Lucky I showed up when I did. You wouldn't last long out here in your current predicament.
So she's walking you through it. She's letting you know what to do. Now she's turning on the craft.
Systems are still offline, but you should have basic drive functionality now. You might want to check that your throttle's still working. Go ahead and set your throttle, Commander.
Now you can see the throttle.
We might just get this rust bucket space worthy. Car repair sequence is still running on your ship. You're lucky I had these things. They're not what you'd class as standard equipment. Your attitude control should now be active. See if you can pitch your ship up and down. Give it a go.
And what's also cool is the fact that there's these messages, display messages that pop up on the screen. It's kind of like in, like Ready Player One or Minority Report. And I like that, dude. That's pretty cool.
That looks to be in working order. Let's see if we can get you rolling again. Okay, you should be able to give it a try now. Spin your ship on its central axis using your roll controls. Good job, Commander. One final axis of control and you should be good to go. Yaw is back online now. Why don't you try pivoting your ship from side to side? That's it, Commander. It would appear you have a semi-operational sidewinder on your hands. I wouldn't take any chances, though, so you best get that ship into dock for repairs. There's an outpost nearby. See if you can make it there.
What's also unique and cool about this game is the fact that you can also look outside your ship when you're flying, and you can also look at yourself. It's almost like you have a drone that it's monitoring your craft outside when you're flying.
Show you the ropes, so to speak. I have to say, it's not often I help out strangers like this, so I think you owe me one. The least you can do is buy me a Levy and brandy. I'll see you at the outpost, Commander.
The one thing about the VR is, even though you're watching this in 4K, you're watching this in on your screen, on your tablet, on your phone. It's not the same thing as if when you put the VR headset on. If you never tried the VR, you owe it to yourself just to put the VR headset on and then try it. I own all the VR headsets, and I can tell you that it's definitely worth it. There's so many experiences on the VR that you can experience right now at the moment. This is the best time to get into VR. There's so much out there for you to try. There's a variety of different things. And Oculus Rift, it's like a good entry level for you to get started. Oculus Rift also has a great exclusives like a Marvel, Powers United. So there's a lot of good stuff that's available that's exclusive on the Oculus Rift, along with the Steam VR games. There's also HTC Vive, obviously. HTC Vive has some few exclusives here and there. But one big advantage of the Oculus Rift, of the HTC Vive, is the fact that you can have a higher resolution. And that higher resolution and better tracking, it's definitely something that it's more immersive. So obviously, if you can afford, people ask me this all the time, should I go with the HTC Vive Pro? Listen, if you can afford, if you have that kind of money, I guarantee you HTC Vive Pro, it's going to be a hell of a lot better experience. You're really going to be immersed in a much better clarity detail, much better motion sensing on there, much better comfort, and the AKG virtual reality sound headsets that are built into it. It's just going to be a much better experience. But it's going to cost you, obviously. But for an entry level, I think you can go with the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive. I would say Oculus Rift is definitely a good entry level for you to step into it if you never tried a VR. Let's do another training mission. There's training missions right here. We're gonna go with a combat training. This is one of my favorite. This is the combat training. So I'm gonna go with that right now. We're gonna load that up. She will explain to us what to do now.
I've got a tip-off for you, Commander. Potential bounty hunting opportunity. The target should be passing through this sector soon. Don't worry, you got this. There he is, right on time. Don't get too excited, though. Before you engage, you need to make sure he still has a bounty on his head. Target his ship to scan him.
Alright, let's go target it. Now, are you going to have a motion sickness on this game? Listen, if you are somebody that cannot ride a roller coaster, if you're somebody that's afraid of heights, or if you're somebody that...
Weapons hot. Concentrate your primary fire on the target, Commander.
That it's just don't have that ability to withstand the motion sickness, then I don't recommend VR for you. VR is definitely not going to be your friend. But if you don't have that issue, if you don't have that problem, then I think you're definitely going to appreciate it. Now, this is pretty much what the multiplayer is. It's like this. You have to fight the other team, the opponent team. You can also talk to your teammates. So there's definitely a lot of value in this game. It's definitely worth it. I think it's one of the best space sims you can get. I think it's better than Walkery. Walkery's alright. This is 100 times better than Walkery, in my opinion, though. If you really want to, if you fantasize about being in a space sim, this is it. This is like the best that you're gonna get right now in the VR. I almost got him. You can also change the weapons. That's gonna be next, the next training. Come on, come on. Get him, get him. I guess I'm doing good for my training.
Nice work, Commander. You're about 3,000 credits richer. Bad news is, it looks like his buddy is out for revenge. This target might put up more of a fight, so I'd say more firepower's in order. Might want to switch to your secondary fire group to bring your pulse laser online.
Alright, so here you switch on your secondary. Fire. Select right here. And then exit. Now we have to get this son of a bitch. He's right up here. There he is. Gotta go get him.
It would be much easier to dispatch this target with some pulse lasers. Switch your fire group.
Get him, get him, get him. There you go. I also recommend using a flight stick. If you do, I would recommend the flight stick. The VR and the flight stick, you're definitely going to enjoy that. A friend of mine, the VR Grid, he has the whole setup, and it's just better, dude. Gotta turn on my shields. Oh, there he is. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Where did you go? I mean, you can freely move around, you know. You can look at your radar right there. This is like a Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like really, like if you really love space combat sims, this is it. I say Elite Dangerous is the best. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion. Uh-oh. Oh no. That's it, I'm done. He got me. Now let's go to another training really quick. There's also advanced combat training, but let's do docking and travel training as well. Let's do that. Now, people who ask me about the Oculus Rift, guys, you have to remember Oculus Rift, it's showing its age. Just like PlayStation VR, it's showing its age. Once you step into HMD, once you step into a HTC Vive Pro, look, higher resolution, it helps. When you have a higher resolution and much more steady 90 Hertz refresh rate VR headset with much better tracking, then the entire experience becomes more fluid. And that's what the VR is supposed to be. Supposed to be a fluid, vivid experience. And with the HTC Vive Pro, you're gonna get that 90 hertz refresh rate with a fluid motion movement, and of course much better clarity. You know, you have to remember HTC Vive, it's brighter. The colors are more brighter. There's so much contrast and brightness into that headset with a much better clarity. And on top of that, you have AKG headphones. They're already built inside the VR headset. So obviously HTC Vive Pro is the best experience. Okay, let's do this one more training level, then I'm going to end this game. This is basically teaching you how to exit out of your docking station.
Hey, Commander. Now it's time for you to help me out. I need you to do a cargo run for me. Ordinarily, I'd take care of this myself, but I'm not on the best of terms with the security forces over in Azeban City, so you're going to have to take my place. When you're ready, return to the surface to take your ship out of the hangar. I'll keep in contact with you as you make your way there.
All right, so let's launch. It tells you actually what to do here. Select return to the surface. So you can never make any mistakes. Basically, right here, this is your weapons, modules, fire groups, different types of functions, thrusters, frame shift drive. This is pretty much where all of your options are for your weapons and your craft. This right here is the info that lets you know what time it is and also let you know what your next objective is. And this right here is where your radar is, okay? And this is like the map. This is where you can choose where to go, which location to select. So that's pretty much what the ship consists of, you know. Now we're gonna exit. We can use the thrusters to go up and down. Now we're gonna launch.
Take her out, Commander.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select launch for takeoff right here.
This cargo won't deliver itself, you know. Launch your ship, Commander. Ship is released. You can use your vertical thrusters to clear the landing pad. By the way, try not to end up as wall decoration on your way out.
Okay, let's slowly get the thruster. You know, the Blade Runner needs to be in VR. I was just thinking about this. I know there's a Blade Runner, a short little game on Mirage Nova Solo, but I think they need to make a full-fledged Blade Runner game on Oculus Rift and HTC Vive. They really need to do that. There you go.
Okay, you're clear of the access corridor. Your ship's still mass locked by the station. Once you get beyond 5 kilometers, you'll be able to make the jump to Supercruise.
Well, let's do that. Okay, I have to retract the landing gear.
Landing gear retracted. Cargo scoop deployed.
Clear of mass lock, Commander. You're good to charge up your frame shift drive now. Just hold on tight.
And one other cool thing about this is the fact that you can also look at your ship from the outside. You know, you can examine your ship from the outside. This is another cool thing. And it's really amazing. So when you're traveling, you can actually use this free camera, the free flow camera, and you can look at your ship. And you can even look at yourself inside, like when you're traveling and stuff. And it's really cool. Honestly, this is one of the best flight combat sims that you're gonna get. Elite Dangerous is the best. There's nothing better out there that I know of. Walkery is alright. This is honestly the most advanced. Look, if you love space combat sims, this is it, man. This is the best. And the graphics are really good, man. They're really good here.
Cargo scoop retracted. Shields offline. Thermal signature restored.
Alright, so I'm gonna exit out of this game. Hopefully you guys liked this video. I just wanted to show you this really quick so you guys can see it. And like I said, it's a lot of fun. I definitely highly recommend you guys go check it out. And it's definitely worth it. If you love VR combat sims, this is definitely the one game you're going to appreciate for sure. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.